Welcome to Virtually News. Welcome to Virtually News. This is going to be a new thing I'm bringing to the channel on a monthly basis, where we sit, discuss and chittity chat about some things that have happened in the VR world over the last month. I've got some pretty interesting things to start with this week. I mean, obviously this month, more so than ever, has been exciting and interesting and leaky. Very leaky. Along with some other things that I found pretty interesting across this month. So, let's jump straight into this, shall we? The Oculus Quest 2. Supposedly. Yes. Well, first of all, my old chums, I am not entirely sold that it is going to be the Oculus Quest 2, but we'll go more into that in a little bit. Now, bear in mind that everything we talk about in this little segment here is all hypothetical, because none of these facts have been confirmed nor denied by Oculus themselves. I nearly said by Quest themselves, no, by Oculus themselves. So all of this is really to be taken with a pinch of salt up until the point that they actually release this. Now, they have said that they're going to be something announced, I'm guessing the actual release date of the product, plus details that will be coming on September the 15th. Now, it's an interesting date for them to pick, considering that is the date for the HP Reverb G2. And yeah, I think they might be just possibly trying to undercut that as a headset. I'm kind of interested to see what the HP Reverb is all about, because I'm hopefully going to be getting my hands on one to review for the channel, so that'll be exciting. But without going too far off to the side, I wonder whether they feel a little bit threatened by the headsets that they have done the leaky. Oops, I leaked some information. Plus the added bonus of putting it on the same day. A bit of a douche move. We've all seen the images. I'm imagining by this point I'll be putting them up on screen as we do this talking part. And yeah, so there's a lot of things that are slightly different about this. The very first one that may slap you round the face would be the fact that it's white. Now, it really resembles the Go to me in a lot of ways at this point, looking white like that. And also the initial image that they put out looked like it had a hard strap with a soft elasticated strap over the top. The newer images, but actually like the raw images of it and not like a rendered image, they clearly show that it is an elastic strap that goes around it and over it. Now, if the weight issues are the same as the actual Quest, then we're all in for a bad time with that strap. If, though, they have sorted out all the weight issues and they've made it super duper nice and light, possibly might work. They may even offer something like a deluxe strap, something like what the Vive has with the Pro strap or whatever it's called. So they may offer something like that, which will give you more comfort, maybe built-in headphones. Kind of surprised that they didn't go down that route, but because of price and they are apparently trying to keep this as cheap as humanly possible, probably why. Now, the things that we can see from the picture is that they have removed one headphone jack from the other side. They have now just got the singular one that goes right next to the USB-C, which they've also changed the orientation of so that the cable now will route probably a little bit cleaner down the side of your head. I'm assuming that they're going to give you probably like a little cable router that will go on the side of it so that you can just clip it in, and if you're using the link cable, it'll be a lot more comfortable. To be fair, makes perfect sense, and I kind of appreciate that they've done that about it. There also seems to be two microphones in the bottom of it, so giving you stereo microphone, which is going to be a lot better for in-game chat, meaning you'll be able to talk a little bit better to your friends in-game. Very nice. The big glaring thing that everybody has been talking about, though, is the distinct lack of an IPD slider. Which is a bit of a shame, considering it's what kind of killed and is killing the Rift S, because it really narrows down the people that can use the headset to around about 50% of all people, opposed to 100% of all people, which is a bit of a stupid thing. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, basically the IPD, the inner pupil distance, so the distance between your two pupils, when they don't have an adjustment for that, they're pretty much just putting it into an okay maybe sort of section of people's vision, which means if you're using it and your distance is off from that, it's kind of going to be like wearing someone else's prescription glasses and trying to do a fine task. You're going to end up with a headache, and it's possibly going to give you motion sickness, so not having that option is pretty stupid. Now, some of the newer leaked images have looked inside of the headset, actually looking inside of it, and what people are saying is that possibly this little number 2 that we can see with the slider is going to be a manual IPD slider, i.e. probably having 2 settings. The other thing that's pretty noticeable about the inside picture is that they have what looks to be slightly different lenses. With the different lenses could be what they have been talking about for quite a while, trying to design something that's a little bit more user-friendly across the board for people. So possibly to keep down price and having the manual IPD slider, they only have 2 positions. It does look like the actual lenses themselves have enough room for adjustment. So possibly what it will be is a 1 and a 2 situation, giving more abilities to adjust to more people's IPD range. The other things that's kind of interesting as well that I've noticed just from looking at the pictures, I'm sure that everyone else has noticed as well, is that the controllers now have a new thing on there. Ooh, what's that new thing? It's a new capacitive touch thing, baby, which means it's kind of a bit more like the traditional Oculus controllers. In fact, these are like a mashup of the new controllers and the old controllers smashed together into one, giving you, essentially a touch controller for one part of it, as well as the joystick, as well as the buttons. So a new capacitive touch controller part to the controller. The other thing is that they seem to have adjusted the battery covers. I'm assuming they've done this so that they wrap around the actual grip part, therefore not flying off in the middle of an intense Beat Saber situation, which can happen and has happened to us all, right? Here comes to the Rhys hypothesis of this situation. Now, I am guessing at this point, my personal opinion is that this isn't going to be an Oculus Quest 2. I think, personally, this is going to be a replacement to the Go. Now, hear me out first before you say, "But mate, I don't think so." Actually, I do think so. It's quite possible. I think what it's going to be is a Quest Lite / Oculus Go replacement. Now what that means to me is that they have made it as cheaply as humanly possible to build. Doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. Doesn't even necessarily mean it will be bad build quality. It just means that they've made it as cheap as possible to manufacture and speed, so that they can build it faster. Probably also why the head strap is made of elastic opposed to other materials which are harder to source, harder to make, harder to produce. So what I'm thinking with this is, like I say, it'll be a replacement for those 2 items. I kind of assume that when this drops, with hand tracking being as well developed as it is now and as well working as it is as well, they may start selling this in 2 options, in my opinion. I think that they may sell one that is just purely the headset without controllers, and it'll be sold more as a experience with a few things with your hands, but also mostly as a media center / sort of meeting thing. A lot of people are using these now for businesses and stuff that don't really require the controllers, and if you can do majority of things like pause, play, doing all that sort of stuff with your hands, not a big deal. And other thing is, a lot of people use these for media centers now to sit and watch movies and do other things. So if that's the only thing you're in the market for and not specifically the gaming element, then you can buy that headset, probably be like £100 cheaper. Bing bang boom, they win. Also, they'll probably sell the controllers. I say probably, they definitively will sell the controllers separately. So if you wanted to upgrade your headset after, I want to play VR games, you can get your controllers and win a winner chicken dinner. I assume that if this is going to be a Lite, then it'll probably be aimed at like £100 cheaper than the original one. So we'll probably go in for like a $299 sort of price with the controllers. Possibly lower, £50, maybe £100 lower again in a sort of £200 region for one without controllers, which makes it pretty darn accessible. It's still not to say that they won't do something like up the rate, the hertz rate or anything like that. You know, there's nothing to say that they won't sort of upgrade it still. It may still have better upgrades and advantages over the Quest original, but who really knows? Except for me. I've guessed it. I've guessed it, everyone. Could be. If this is the Oculus Quest 2 though, then I'm going to assume that it'll probably be around the $399 price still, if I'm entirely wrong. But hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions about that in the comments down below, because damn, we're all in this together. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Now, we move on to the next section of the news, which is gaming related news. Some pretty exciting stuff and some pretty surprising / kind of exciting in my behalf news on 2 different things that I want to talk about. First being the Rockstar, man, the premium grade of AAA gaming, in my opinion, has pretty much announced that they're going to be making a VR open world title. And I say pretty much as in, you know, pretty much. I mean, the post was released on LinkedIn from the Video Game Deluxe team, which are the people that brought us LA Noire in VR. And I'm pretty excited to say that they are looking for animators and programmers to come and work for them, to work on a project for the open world title. Now, this is the statement that they put up, and pretty sure after everyone cottoned on, they then edited it and took away the part that said it was a AAA open world game. So I'm guessing Rockstar was like, very naughty. Do not announce that before we have announced it. But nonetheless, it does mean that we have something pretty exciting to look forward to in the future from Rockstar. And man, if it's an open world game, could it be an official GTA 5 VR? That would be sick. Could it be a Max Payne in VR? Oh, mother, that would be sick. Could it be even something like Red Dead in VR? I don't know. Could be any one of their leading titles. I'm pretty excited by it all, and hopefully they're gonna smash it. I mean, come on guys, you can do it. You made GTA, son. The other part of gaming news that I want to bring up today is The Walking Dead Onslaught has now finally announced that they are taking away the multiplayer element of the game. So many people are shocked. So many people are losing sleep over the loss of multiplayer. Personally, I'm not looking at it as a bad thing, although I would have loved to have a multiplayer element to it. I'm kind of thinking to myself, well, if they are now going to be hyper-focused on a story element of the game opposed to just making it multiplayer and running it in the way that they were going to, which was kind of more of a Left 4 Dead sort of style approach to the game, this might not be a bad thing. Some of you are still saying, but Rhys, we just had a Walking Dead game drop and it was fantastic, but the story wasn't that great. I know. Lots of people didn't even bother completing it. Still a very good game, still a very enjoyable game, but the story wasn't great. This, on the other hand, where I think it'll do it better, is you're with the characters from the Walking Dead universe that we know. Kind of exciting. If you're a big Walking Dead fan, me, then you're going to be excited to be chilling with those dudes and doing missions with those dudes and dudettes, should I say. And that's going to be adding a whole new element to it. And I think being with other people, like it's supposed to be rather than just on your own, i.e. like the cast and the AI and stuff that's going to be in there with you, is going to add a whole new element to this game. Plus it's got a very different look to it to what the other Walking Dead game had. So I don't know, I'm excited for it. I know a lot of people are disappointed to lose the multiplayer element, but come on man, if they nail this, it could be the next real nice game. Let's just wait and see, shall we? The final thing that I want to talk about is an advancement that we may be having, I don't know, coming soon, hopefully. I mean, not soon, but it's going to be soon enough that it's exciting to talk about, is an advancement in some of the haptic technology. A company called the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology have come up with a new tech, baby. Ooh, where small electronic signals are simulating dielectric fluid, i.e. vegetable oil. And what it does is basically have very, very small sensors that allow them to ripple and move and bulge and swell. And basically having those on your skin is going to give you the feeling of a lot better sort of push feeling. And if you're using them in the gloves, then the grab feeling, pushing back on you, giving you resistance, unlike haptic sensors in the traditional sense, like in your phone, where you'd feel a small vibration, or like the gloves that they've got with the retention sort of stopping you being able to grab objects. Now, there's no need to say that they won't mix up two of those types of technology, like with the resistance one plus the pushing back on your fingers. Man. But the beauty of this is it's something that's supposed to be quite cheap to manufacture, so it will be something that's more consumer friendly for you and I to actually afford, rather than spending 10G on a freaking haptic suit. You know, we're looking at more like a reasonable price. I don't know what that reasonable price is, but nonetheless, there will be a reasonable price hopefully for it, so they say. Now, that pretty much concludes all the news from this month's VR, and I'm excited to be doing this, man. I'm looking forward to bringing this to the channel. I've really been enjoying doing these sort of talking head videos lately, just talking about stuff, upcoming games and the other various things that I've been doing. So if you're enjoying this as well, I really do ask if you wouldn't mind supporting this by smashing a like on there and of course sharing it with some friends. The more people that see it, the better, baby. You know how it works on YouTube. And I have to say, I really want to make this a thing. So once again, if you've enjoyed this, wicked. Also leave me a comment down below if I've missed anything that you'd like me to cover. I can maybe add it into next month, or we can talk about it sooner if it's a good enough subject to commandeer an entire video. Anyway guys, if you've enjoyed this, like I said, support it, drop me a comment down below, let me know. Hey Rhys, I really enjoyed what you've done there. Me too, I enjoyed making it. It was fantastic. Other than that guys, please do take care out there. We now have masks on the store if you want to buy them. Hey, stay safe. So the hats and the t-shirts and everything else. Go check out the store. It truly does support the channel and make everything I do possible on a daily basis. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Kingdom out. I need an outro. I haven't made one yet. Bye. Can I just wheel out of here?